A restaurant in itself is such a materialistic thing. People pay money that not everyone can afford to come and eat food and drink wine. So how do you take a restaurant and give it more meaning? My name is Matt Orlando. I'm the head chef of owner at Amass restaurant. A friend asked me, so what's next? Like, you have your systems in place, you're kind of going, and she's like, what's important to you? And like, when we had that conversation, the word responsibility popped into my head, and I didn't really know what that meant in the sense of a restaurant. I had never worked at a restaurant where the word responsibility was even like in the dialogue, the daily dialogue. So I just used the rest of the break to kind of bounce it around in my head and try to understand how the word responsibility and restaurant went together and what that looks like. And then when we came back from our break, we sat down for our meeting before we started to kind of get going. And I said, okay, we open in 3 days. Everything that we have learned over the last 6 months and how we operate the restaurant, and forget about it. We're starting over. And this is going to be the word that guides us. It's the psychological aspect of it that's the most difficult. How do you change everyone's thought process? Because you have to operate a restaurant in a completely different mindset. For me, Amass is a place that I want to have impact on the industry, and initially it was only on the industry. I said, we want to make a restaurant where we can show the rest of the industry that you can work responsibly and sustainably and not compromise the experience, and in fact you can enhance the experience. But that has evolved now, because now I see the potential of what we're doing here and this thought process that we're working with to impact the food system. And now we're starting to engage with larger food producers, because if we only do 50, 60 guests a night here. That's a very small number of people to impact with what we're doing. So how do we increase that impact? So we've started to engage large food industry. So say we're working with a bakery, a large format bakery. They bake for SAS, they bake for hotels. They produce 150 kilos of bread a day that they can't use. That's the wrong shape, or it doesn't fit in the bags, and so we've basically helped them take that waste product and turn it into something that they can resell again.